So for your information, we will be recording our today's conference. Today, Hong Kong Youth Technology Enriched Learning Initiative is delighted to present you the MOOC Student Conference. I'm your MC today. My name is Flora Ng, and I'm currently a master's student at the Faculty of Education. So first of all, on behalf of Hong Kong Youth Tele, I would like to welcome all our guests and our students on today's webinar. We have guests and students from all 4 schools who have participated in our MOOC initiative, and today we will be hearing some of the students' sharings. We are honored to have invited our guests today. So first of all, let's welcome Dr. Gary James Harvard, the principal of Good Hope School. Thank you, Dr. Harvard, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Second, welcome Ms. Ma Wai Yu, the principal of St. Francis of Assisi College. Thank you, Ms. Ma, for joining us. Next, welcome Dr. Gary Wong, Secretary of IEEE Education Society. Thank you, Dr. Wong. And lastly, we have Dr. Lei here. He is our project investigator for the MOOC Outreach Project. Thank you, Dr. Lei.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we would also like to thank you, Dr. Chung Lai Lam, principal of Yun College, and Mr. Ling Chong Po, principal of Lee Shao Kee College. However, both of them are unable to join us today. So now let me pass it to Dr. Lei to start with the conference.
Thanks for joining today's event. Let me outline the project through English and then through Cantonese. Since 2016, we start to launch this project to nurture more global citizens. We all agree that we now have lots of uncertainties on various kinds of things. So we hope we can have more global citizens, more tenants that can resolve all these issues. So that's why we believe more students should gain the global learning experience and develop the global competencies. And we launched this project. We have used in various situations in different schools, etc. And we also got shortlisted in QS University Education in 2019, got shortlisted in the Yearling Awards. So this project leverages on 3 things. Personalized learning. Students can learn according to their interests, their own selection. So they are not restricted to any public curriculum or DSC or other curriculums, etc. They can pick the things that they want to learn that can motivate them to learn more and better. Second is multicultural peer learning. They interact with students all around the world through MOOCs. So some of them will be very young, some of them will be professionals, some of them will be even retired professionals. So through conversations, through communications in forum, you can learn even more. Third is self-regulated learning. So this kind of learning are beyond the school curriculum. So that's why they have to use their own time for learning, and they have to manage by themselves, set up goals, set up the time schedule, make commitment to learn, etc. So through this kind of learning process, they learn how to manage themselves. And we have created a database on this project too. We have run this project for several years already. And we have the records from students, and that's why we upload through a database. And you can check this link for more information, what kind of courses students in previous cohorts have learned, where are they from, what kind of course type and levels, etc. You can check for all this information. 咁我就用廣東話再講多少少。歡迎大家嚟到今日嘅活動。呢個活動本身其實都喺2016年都開始喺唔同嘅場合同學校都試過。去到今年就去到4間學校。我哋今日都好榮幸大家嚟到啦，去分享大家嘅學習經歷。當然我哋都要多謝各個團體嘅4間學校啦，Coursera 啦，同埋香港大學啦，同埋 HKU Region 10。多謝學校嘅支持啦，同埋Coursera 同港大願意撥一啲學額去即係俾大家去學習啦，同埋 HKU Region 10都有當中嘅 support， 當中嘅書卷。咁我再講多少少 HKU 本身啦。咁 HKU 本身係國際電機電子工程學會，全球有超過40萬個會員， 當中喺亞太區就有13萬個會員，同埋當中係包括有45000個大學學生。如果你哋將來想讀啲理工系嘅學科，咁我都相信你哋會有好有興趣去 join 呢個會。咁當中可以有唔同嘅支持同埋支援，等大家喺諗 STEM 嘅發展嘅時候會更加順暢嘅。So let me pass back the mic to Flora.
Thank you, Dr. Lei. So next, we would like to welcome Dr. Wong, who has some sharing with us. Please welcome Dr. Wong.
Okay, thank you. And hi, everyone. Of course, my name is Dr. Gary Wong. It's not great, but it's okay. This is really a good moments and occasions for me to be here and representing, IEEE and other of my capacities. And so thanks for the invitations. And I just like to say a few words, and I don't want to interrupt a lot of your exciting activities today, because I can see there's a lot of students' faces and who are here with us today. And I'm sure your reasons being here is not because of me, but because of the conference that you like to enjoy, to engage, and then to meet with other students and exchange ideas and knowledge. And I really, I'm very impressed by your enthusiasms and your participations and your, goodwill of learning. Learning is definitely a process, not the end of everything, because in the process of learning, you're going to gain a lot of insights and ideas, and perhaps discover new knowledge in the process of learning knowledge. And so I really hope that by your effort and your engagement in learning, and even through the MOOCs as the learning mode, I really hope that you can gain more knowledge and identify interests of your own, and hopefully in the future when you go into the university, you can apply this knowledge and to find out more things that are exciting around of you. And I really hope that this conference will bring you all the excitement and all the things that you are interested to learn, and also getting to know new friends in the process of your learning. And this is very important as a part of the social engagements and social interactions. This is a very important thing that I really want you to keep in your mind. So without further ado, I just want to say that congratulations to all of your participations. It is not easy in this particular difficult time, but I'm very happy to see each one of you being here, spending your time to learn new things. And I wish you all the best and in your learning process and pathway. Hope to see you in person next time. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Gary Wong. So before hearing the sharing from our students, we would like to take some group photos. So it would be great if you can turn on your camera and hold on to your big smile for just 1 to 2 minutes. And our colleague Kaya will be taking some screenshots for you. So please be patient. Keep your big smiles because we have quite a few pages to take. Kaya, please let me know if you are. Oh, okay. All right, great. Well done. Thank you so much for your great smile. Now, the following session is our student sharing. So we can start with our students from KU College. So welcome students from KU College.
Me?
I'm Nodi from KU College. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share what MOOC I have attended. I participated in successful negotiation, essential strategies and skills, which is offered by the University of Michigan. There are 7 weeks in total. The course will step by step teach you how to succeed the negotiation. In the first week, it will introduce 4 key stages of negotiation. In the second week, the professor will teach you whether the situation is suitable for the negotiation. During the third and the fifth week, you can know the practical skills of negotiation, such as how to create a contract which is benefits for you or each other. In fifth week, Professor George Seidel will also talk about how to use psychological tools during the negotiation. We always said the practice makes perfect. Therefore, week 6 is a practice week before examination. The professor will provide some examples and solutions for you. Also, the professor will always encourage you to use the skills daily with your friends. The last week is examination. There are no videos or readings. Only one quiz with 45 questions. You can finish it within 75 minutes. It's not quite hard. And this is the example questions. Just give the lines and let me summarize for you. It says you need to negotiate for the price. So what is the BETNA in the last line? BETNA means best alternative to negotiate agreement. You need to use a decision tree to find out the best value in the case. And what difficulties I faced? Apart from the professional terms, time consuming is also a difficulty. The course spent me around 3 hours every week. Therefore, I need to make a plan on this program. It is one of the chances that I can train my time management. And what's the program benefits me? Although the program has lots of difficulties, I would like to finish it, as I can improve my communication. For example, I can bargain for a lower price on the web market, and this program can train me to observe more daily. Second, this program provides a certificate which I show on screen. It can be put on a CV when you have the university interview. Now, let me share a personal experience by using the negotiation skills. I have a team project recently. It consists of 3 people, including me, and we discussed about the choice. We 3 have different ideas, and I try to negotiate with them, such as using comparison to tell them which is the best or which is better. Besides that, I find the reason why my friends have a strong stance because they want to perform themselves. And I tried to persuade them to change their idea, but of course, it didn't work. Finally, I negotiated them to combine our 3 ideas into one. They accept this plan at the end. After having this negotiation program, I can use it every day and every communication. It's quite useful for me. That is the MOOC I joined recently. Let's hand over the time to my friend Esther.
Hi, I'm Esther from CCC College. So in total, I've completed 7 MOOCs, and here are the MOOCs that I have completed. And today, I would like to share my experience on 3 of them. The first one I chose to join was an anatomy program, and it is offered by the University of Michigan. This course focuses on cardiovascular, respiratory, and urinary system. In this course, I have learned the basic anatomy of different systems and how they work and cooperate. This is also the first time I've ever learned anything about anatomy, so I would say it is very challenging. And there were some concepts that I didn't fully understand, and some medical terms that I couldn't remember. However, I still think that this course is very helpful for me, because it gives me a more in-depth understanding of the knowledge that I've learned in school. And most importantly, I think the experience was very eye-opening, and I got to see what anatomy is roughly about. And it also gives me a chance to learn something that is not taught in school. Moving on, I would like to share the second course I've completed, which is called So You Want to Be a Surgeon, offered by HKU. I was attracted by the title of this course because a surgeon is what I aspire to become, and I'm glad that I joined it, because I could be introduced to many medical conditions and their treatments. For example, I remember there was a video about organ transplants, which mentioned that if someone received an organ donation, The risk of getting infection is very high because a drug that suppresses the person's immunity will be used in order to prevent the rejection of the new organ. And I think getting the chance to understand those facts is very interesting. Apart from that, this course also gives me a glimpse of the day-to-day life of surgeons and interns at hospitals, which I thought was very cool, and I have learned to respect them even more. And moving on to the third one, it is Positive Psychology by the University of Pennsylvania. And this course is one of my favorites so far. It has helped me develop a better understanding of my character, as well as my strengths and weaknesses. There are also some exercises that you can follow along. For example, at one of the end of the lectures, we were assigned to think of 3 things that went well during the day. And this is the reason why I really like this course. I felt very engaged in the lessons, and I could actually see some changes in the way I think towards unfortunate events. Besides, this course also taught me the importance of expressing gratitude in daily life, and it reminds you that being positive is something that you can learn to become. And whether you were born optimistic only contributes very little. However, there were quite some difficulties that I faced during the learning process. For instance, I found it quite hard to understand and relate all the things that were taught in the anatomy course. And time management used to be a struggle for me at first. But after some time, I have figured out how to separate my time from doing schoolwork and doing MOOCs. And I have actually become better at my time management. I think joining courses helped me develop a study schedule as the deadlines of the assignments are all flexible and I can arrange my time efficiently. Other than that, joining different courses allows me to explore and develop some of my other interests. And I think it also gives me an opportunity to know more universities around the world. And I'm grateful that my school provides the chance for us to try our MOOCs. Overall, I would say that it is a very fulfilling experience. That's all for my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ho Tong Hao and Esther. That's very impressive. So our next school to present, we welcome students from Good Hope School.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Eunice Lee.
And I am Fiona Tse. We are both from Good Hope School.
We are here today to share some of our thoughts and experiences during our time learning on Coursera. Let us start by sharing why we decided to enroll in this program. For me, I wanted to explore topics that I'm interested in. I was so curious about some subjects I did not have much understanding of them. By joining this program, I hoped to deepen my knowledge on those topics that may be beneficial to my future studies.
That's so nice to hear. For me, I'm not too sure about what my interests and talents are currently. After some research, I found out that this program actually provides us with a lot of different types of programs to enroll in, varying from health to computer science, from business to arts and humanities. All these courses provide me with the chance to discover topics that I'm interested in and further explore them. And I'm very glad to have the opportunity to finally find my interest and future goals.
Indeed, I am sure our schoolmates have similar reasons for joining this program, which is to enrich ourselves. For our schoolmates, they showed great enthusiasm for the course, with more than 40% of our schoolmates enrolling in 3 or more courses. More than 65% have enrolled in at least 2 courses. Even though these lessons are provided by some of the best universities worldwide, our schoolmates were mostly able to manage the lessons, while some courses may be a little bit too difficult. No matter the difficulty level of the courses, I'm sure that we have all learned a lot along the way.
I have also noticed that there are a few areas that our schoolmates are particularly interested in. Firstly, it is healthcare. Programs such as anatomy, musculoskeletal and integumentary systems by the University of Michigan are quite popular among our schoolmates. Secondly, social science courses are also popular. Many of our schoolmates have enrolled in the program Introduction to Psychology by Yale University. Thirdly, due to the rapid development of different countries, many schoolmates are eager to learn more about different countries, making First Step Korean by Yonsei University a favorite among a number of schoolmates. Last but not least, a lot of our schoolmates are also interested in business and law, financial markets by Yale University, and property and liability. and Introduction to Law and Economics by Wesleyan University are two common courses that our schoolmates have enrolled in.
Healthcare is a very broad topic that consists of many small and minor topics. For example, dentistry, anatomy, prevention of diseases, and much more. From these three courses, schoolmates can learn more information on these topics that is useful in many different ways. Medicine and health-related subjects have always been popular choices for students because of their value in helping those in need and providing services. This shows that why many of our schoolmates enrolled in these courses on this topic. Besides, social science is also a popular choice among students, especially psychology. This is because psychology is closely related to other subject areas that involve in the study of human behaviors. And students who are familiar with psychology will find it easy to pick up other subject areas, which may create more career alternatives for them.
Aside from healthcare and social science courses, language courses are also very popular among participants all over the world. Language has always been the most important and efficient way to thoroughly understand a culture. By learning the local language of a country, you can communicate comfortably with locals, and it's also much more easier to learn about the country's cultures. The most popular course among our schoolmates is a Korean course for beginners interested in learning about the Korean culture. A particular reason is that K-pop culture is very popular worldwide, and the development of the K-pop industry is very rapid and well developed. There is a strong K-pop fan base all around the world. However, there is a barrier between K-pop idols and fans that do not speak Korean, as the fans would like to know more about their idols and also the place that they live in. Many fans would like to learn Korean so as to minimize the language barrier between, as well as learning about the Korean culture. Just like our schoolmates, both me and Eunice have enrolled in some of the above-mentioned courses.
Lastly, business courses are also very popular among our schoolmates. We have noticed that a lot of our schoolmates have the intention and thought of starting their own business and becoming an entrepreneur. Taking business as a subject in the future can also be provided with a variety of career choices, such as an accountant, marketing officer, and sales manager. We can also learn to build trust within a team and have effective communication skills. By joining these business courses, schoolmates would be able to understand more about the basic lifestyle and work mode of running a business and a team. After hearing all about the courses, we would like to share some of our personal experience throughout the learning process.
I enrolled in a program, Introduction to Psychology by Yale University. I enrolled in this program because I've always wanted to learn more about psychology. Also, I didn't have the chances and resources to enrich my knowledge before. This course is very user-friendly and informative, providing me with the chance to learn about what psychology is and including many interesting concepts such as neurons, different perceptions of brightness, death, and objects, and also memory, including false memories and memory shortage, etc. Through explaining the concepts using cartoon drawings, I found it much easier and interesting to learn about psychology.
For me, I have joined two courses, with First Step Korean by Yonsei University being the first one. I have been hoping to learn more about the Korean language for a while now, and this course was able to provide me with the basic knowledge of the whole Korean alphabet and vocabulary to use in our daily life. During the course, I managed to understand the course clearly and made some notes along the way. I also felt very relaxed throughout the course as it is less stressful with manageable deadlines and more time to do. Unlike normal subjects in Zoom or schools, this program provides me with a more comfortable environment and also fully making use of my free time for something that is worthwhile.
It has truly been a worthwhile experience. I'm sure that we have both gained a lot throughout the process.
It seems that our schoolmates have also learned a lot and gained various useful skills, just like how we did. Let's take a look at our schoolmates' sharings towards the program. We have also asked our schoolmates to provide a few words to describe their whole experience. Some of them include informative, enjoyable, interesting, and enlightening.
Overall, we believe that this program is a really precious experience for us to further enrich ourselves and discover new interests, and we are very grateful to be able to have this opportunity. All the courses on this platform are informative and definitely taught us a lot of new knowledge. The variety of courses also varies, allowing students with diverse interests to also participate in the program, no matter if they're interested in music creation, health and medicine, language learning, or computer science, etc.
I couldn't agree more. Besides, the level of difficulty of most courses is appropriate for secondary school students. By rewatching the important concepts and reading our own notes, I am able to understand complicated concepts and distinguish between difficult terms.
I really like this mode of learning as it allows us to finish the courses according to our own schedules by providing flexible deadlines. I can go over a few more lessons during my free time and prioritize other important work when I'm not free for the lessons instead of having a fixed lesson schedule. In addition, I think that by allowing us to enroll from courses that we found to be not suiting ourselves after enrolling, we can feel free to enroll in different courses without worrying whether it suits us or is difficulty.
There are also a few suggestions that we would like to put out. Firstly, the duration of the program could be longer, from 4 months to 6 months, as it can allow schoolmates to plan their courses and time in a more flexible way. Secondly, more details can be given as a description of the courses, such as what concepts or skills that would be taught, so students will be able to choose the course that is most suitable for them.
Once again, we would like to thank all parties for making this program possible. We, as participants, really enjoyed the program a lot and have definitely gained a lot from them. This is the end of our sharing, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Fiona and Eunice, for your sharing. It's very happy to see how much you enjoy the program and the variety of the courses you have chosen. So next, we would like to welcome students from Lee Shao-Kee College.
Hello, let me stop the PowerPoint.
Yeah, you can start sharing.
Okay. Here. Okay, can you see the presentation?
Yes, we can see the presentation.
Okay, great. So we'll go ahead. So thank you all. So this is the sharing from HKU Lee Shao-Kee College, and we have 2 students who will be doing the sharing here. Yeah, so let me just very quickly introduce them. So the first speaker will be Janice Mill from S4, and she recently did a MOOC about SDG, and she worked on a certain project to address the certain SDG that she is focusing on. And then another speaker will be Jairus from Form 1. So he is a successful applicant of our school's fast track rate skipping scheme called HLC Scholar Scheme. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the time to Janice. So Janice, sit here.
Hi, I'm Janice from HKFYG Lee Shao-Kee College, and today I'll be talking about the S4 SDG MOOC project that we did. So what is the MXR lesson that happens in our school? So it is a lesson that happens weekly, and we usually learn various topics ranging from the SDGs to the real life events and tragedies that reflect the situation in our society today. And we also do group projects on some of the topics mentioned, such in the MXR lessons, such as the new generation leaders. And there will be some games occasionally, such as a board game related to the SDGs or drawing a fish diagram to describe some of these social issues. So the lesson usually ranges around the SDGs. And when do we have MXR lessons? So as I mentioned, it happens weekly. And as you can see from our timetable, it happens during the last lesson of every Wednesday. And it usually lasts for around 40 minutes. And about our MXR project, and what we made was a documentary based on what we learned from our MOOC, which will be introduced later. And we also interviewed some of our group members, interviewing domestic workers from some of our members' families. So it can feel more personal and there should be more closure. And some of the content we included in our project included the living conditions, the education opportunities, and job opportunities in their respective countries. And it also brings up, why do some of the locals in their own countries leave overseas to have more job opportunities, and how the corruption within the countries caused them to leave and find other jobs in maybe like Europe or even America. And about the MOOC we did, it is called the Globalization Past and Future, which is from the SDG Academy. And I think that this MOOC suits geography and history students. The reason being they bring up a lot of historical elements such as the Industrial Revolution, the Anglo-American period, and it is suitable for geography is, as it also mentions, shifting geopolitics, and they bring up the 6 waves of globalization, which is introduced by Professor Jeffrey Sachs, who argues throughout the different periods of globalization and how the economics have changed within the historical periods. And what did I learn from the MOOC personally? So the first is sustainable development. So the 3 main pillars of sustainable development are the economics, the social, and the environment. And with the development of more advanced technologies in several aspects, the SDG goals can all be achieved through the cooperation and organization between different countries, and with more public exposure instead of just putting our focus on the financial cost to upgrade, which is the main focus of us in our time because of the very huge cost to live and to pay our bills and stuff like that. And with just a little bit of effort being put forward in each country to pursue the SDG goals, even a single % will make a difference as it keeps on going. For example, like the reduction in carbon consumption and the renewable electricity. And the second thing I learned from our MOOC is it is crucial to bring up the new methods to keep the world peace and cooperation in achieving the SDG goals. In order to succeed, sometimes we must integrate our understandings in several aspects related to our society, like in land use and healthcare, etc., etc. And sometimes the global exchange in ideas, cooperation, research, development, and practices are the keys in modern society for the government along to help maintain the well-being of our population. And how these things inspired me to work on the project is, in our MOOC, it included some of the SDGs such as no poverty, decent work, economic growth, and reduced inequalities. The MOOC also mentioned the poverty during Industrial Revolution, which was a period during around the 1800s when they started to rapidly add more industrialized things. They added more mechanics to advance as a society. And they also included child labor during that period, which is, of course, very bad. And sometimes we believe that education is the #1 priority for children around the world, and it is considered as welfare, as we should not take away the simple right for children to have an education and force them to work at such a young age. We would also like to shed some light on the education issues in other countries and bring in some of the leading causes to these issues, such as corruption and not putting enough effort in welfare. And what are my thoughts about doing MOOC? I think we as a society should advance as a whole. And although we are living in the same planet, a lot of powerful countries tend to exploit some of the weaker countries, such as the ones in Africa mostly. They tend to exploit them for their cultural artifacts, aka British Museum. And sometimes, do you remember the previous periods in history, the exploitation of humans, the child labor, the poverty? All of these are just put in the dust of history and they're not mentioned, as there are just quote unquote dirty things in history and we don't bring them up. And sometimes I like to think about, why do the powerful people keep all the rights to themselves when there are a lot of people suffering in the lower classes of society? We should start caring about society as a whole. History does repeat itself, and we should not just only care about ourselves. And sometimes we have to bear the consequences as well. And here's a quote from John W. Gardner, and this helps to summarize everything I said today about our MOOC project. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So, good day, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for Eunice's sharing. I hope my sharing today about my MOOC experience won't bore you. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Jairus from HKFYG, Lee Shaoqi College, and I'm an S1 student who will be going to S3 in the coming September. Hello. Doing MOOCs are one of the criteria of the fast track program in my school, called the HLC Scholar Scheme. To qualify the scheme, I've taken 4 MOOCs in total. As shown in the slide, they're about language, medicine, epidemiology, and biology. They're not what an S1 student can learn in school, and obviously topics like surgery are quite unusual for an S1 student. This is also one of the advantages of taking MOOC. You can learn whatever you want outside of school and outside of classroom. You can also take MOOC related to the school curriculum. As a student, MOOC can enhance your academic performance by teaching you some of the advanced content while familiarizing you with the basic contents. The IELTS MOOC can be one of the examples. For me, I'm interested in medical science and I can get to know more about it by taking related MOOCs. Now, I'd like to share some techniques I used while I took MOOC. First of all, I suggest you to look the video until you fully understand the content and so as to fully master the content. I once faced a situation where I couldn't understand the concept of aortic surgery. I watched the video several times until I comprehended. Secondly, you should take notes. Be aware of how you take notes. Remember not to copy every single sentences. Only jot down the main points so as to let yourself review the contents more easily and to master it better. Third, you should practice good time management and do MOOCs regularly. As students, it's hard to balance your school academic, leisure time, and rest time with an addition of MOOC time. This is really important for students. Now, I'd like to share some of the content I've learned from my MOOC, which is somehow attractive to me. Disease outbreaks can be defined to 3 types. Emerging infectious diseases, or EID, are infectious diseases that have newly appeared in the human population and are increasing in the human population. Emerging infectious diseases are infectious diseases that are previously known, but are now rapidly increasing in incidence or geographic distribution, which are different from emerging infectious diseases. The last one is zoonosis, or zoonotic diseases. They are infectious diseases that can be transmitted from non-human animals to humans. MOOC can be boring or interesting, and which depends on how you choose the topic. It's tough to take courses that you're not really interested in. For instance, I chose science courses, which I'm interested in. I feel like I've really learned a lot about what I like and had the power to finish the course. And now, I'd like you to ask yourself a question. How or what is MOOC to you? For me, after taking those MOOC courses, I'd say that MOOC is like a huge ocean with different kinds of knowledge and skills for a learner to learn and to explore. MOOC is also where we can get knowledge, a platform for students to enrich their minds and to learn independently. And of course, I'm thankful that MOOC provided me a chance to skip a grade, which is what I get by taking MOOCs other than receiving knowledge. At last, I would like to end my sharing with a sentence. Be a humble learner. A person can be good at everything. If you're good at one thing, there must be another person better than you at another thing. Learning is boundless. Don't give up and keep exploring. This is the end of my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Giannis and Jairus. Thank you for your good sharing. I like the question that you just asked. So finally, we will welcome our students from St. Francis of Assisi College.
喂，
其實都聽到嘅，其實係啦。
係聽到嘅。咁大家好啦。先我研究下。咁唔好意思啊，我呢度有啲問題 show 唔到 PowerPoint。咁首先啦，我係嚟自聖光帝我嘅蕭家俊啦。咁咧，首先多謝大家，首先多謝校長啦，Dr. Y 同埋 HKU 去俾呢個機會我哋去呢個接觸呢個嘅 MOOCs。咁我咧首先就喺裡面啦，就揀咗一個programming for everyone 啦，同埋呢個嘅 psychology 啦。咁首先啦，我分享下我喺 programming for everyone 我學到啲乜嘢先啦。咁首先咧，一開始咧，其實俾我最大嘅挑戰咧，唔係揀啲乜嘢科，或者係去揀啲咩心儀嘅科目，而係英文咯。咁我首先咧，我英文底子就唔係太好啦。咁對於我嚟講咧，首先我去到呢個 program， 我呢個最大嘅挑戰其實係要學識英文先咯。咁好幸運嘅係我可以去到係可以揀呢個嘅中文字幕嘅。咁但係我就當我想講嗰陣時候，我想揀呢個時候，我就問一問自己，哇，其實係咪一定要咧？咁不如試下英文啦。既然有呢個機會，咁我就話好啦，咁我揀下英文字幕。咁我咧好啦，首先我克服咗呢個英文嘅問題先，咁我就一路好慢咁樣去查，即係一路溫啊，一路查字典，一路溫咁樣。咁我終於都可以聽得明，稍為聽得明佢個課程講咩啦。咁首先 programming for everyone 咧，通常就係佢一開始會同你講一啲電腦嘅有關基礎先啦，例如 CPU 點樣嚟啊嗰啲。咁基本上佢講完之後咧，就可以開始佢開始就可以教你點樣，例如編程啊。咁好似就佢嗰個課程名咁樣啦，佢係真係可以好 normal 咁俾所有人都睇得明。即係例如你好似好冇基礎咁，其實都冇咩問題，佢都係明簡單嘅。咁跟住咧，佢就會開始有啲功課啊，或者小測試咁樣，可以俾到大家去用啦，去玩啦。咁玩下就可以就有一個機會咁樣去試，跟住就可以跟住佢嗰啲步驟啊，去慢慢咁樣可以做功課咁樣，跟住就可以交上去啦。咁喺呢個過程咧，其實咁我都學到一啲好理論嘅知識啦。咁例如 program 嗰啲俾人聽得明嘅嘢，電腦未必聽得明，咁我哋就要用電腦嘅語言去同電腦溝通啦。咁樣我就可以即係例如就可以令到我哋可以感受到，即係呢個例如呢個電腦行業嘅一啲好入門嘅嘢啦。咁我可以俾我哋自己感受到話有冇對呢樣嘢有興趣啊咁樣。咁之後咧，我學嘅嘢就係心理學啦。咁心理學嚟講咧，咁我一開始就覺得哇，好似好型咁樣喎。即係好似幾型啦心理學，所以好似電影咁樣啦，唔使睇人哋嗰啲，唔使聽人哋講嘢，都好似知道佢哋諗緊啲乜嘢。咁其實入到去咧，其實又好似有兩個世界咁樣啦。我一入到去咧，其實我係我覺得即係我覺得佢係本身聽人講佢係難嘅啦，但係我都冇諗到佢係難到好，即係佢啲名詞係完全係睇唔明，要查字典嘅。咁例如ego 啊、super ego 啊同埋 ID 嗰啲啦，咁呢啲專有名詞咧，其實佢雖然係難啦，咁但係上網都可以查得到嘅。例如即係其實所以就佢話難，但係其實只要你肯用一用嗰個查一查咁樣，其實都冇問題。咁例如我學到其實其實佢雖然就一入到去啦，我就覺得哇，好似唔係我想象中咁樣咁型喎。其實係真係要讀嘅喎，咁樣讀下咁發覺，咦，其實都唔係好難嘅喎。咁其實都係接觸得到啦。咁我覺得呢個過程都可以令我哋接觸了解一下有關心理學嘅嘢啦。咁例如咁就可以令我哋自己可唔可以感受到呢個未來嘅自己想做嘅行業啦。咁樣可以睇下合唔合適，或者可以學到書本外以外嘅嘢啦。例如呢個 MOOC 呢個載體啦，可以令到我哋唔使一定喺課室都可以學到嘢啦。咁例如喺呢個即係大家都知道疫情期間，咁曾經香港以前啦有一段好嚴峻嘅日子，係學生係淨係可以留喺屋企上 Zoom。咁樣其實上 Zoom 都幾無聊啊。咁但係 MOOCs 佢裏面有啲 program 係可以即係好生動，用動畫嘅咩形式去呈現俾你聽。咁我話其實都幾有趣下喎。 我覺得呢個係一個幾難得嘅機會咯，俾我哋即係你可能話疫情搞到好多嘢都冇晒咁，但係其實正係因為疫情，所以令到好多嘢都好似雨後春筍咁樣出咗嚟，都係一啲好新嘅嘢，都係我覺得呢種網上學習係需要時間去俾人哋去習慣，咁或者令到我哋係咯有一個新嘅嘢可以俾大眾去接受啦。咁最後我都特別多謝翻校長同埋多偷威佢哋可以準備咗呢個機會俾我哋去試下。咁好啦，我嘅分享到呢度為止。
唔該晒蕭同學。係咪SFAC 你哋係一位同學 sharing？
係啊，冇㗎啦。
OK，唔該晒。Okay, so thank you very much. We'll pass the time to Dr. Lei.
Yes, first of all, thanks everybody joining today's event. I can see lots of students so joining different kinds of MOOCs and learn a lot. So let me give myself as actually. Okay. So thanks everybody for joining today's event, and can see lots of students joining different kinds of MOOCs and have lots of different kinds of learning opportunities and experience. I want to say is actually I can see students using MOOC as a kind of enabler to try something more. So not just for university admissions, for learning during the pandemic, for the second stage MOOC, SDG project development, etc. For a score scheme, for for class acceleration, etc. There are lots of opportunities. So I hope actually maybe in the coming cohort, more students can use MOOCs as an enabler or a medium or a channel or opportunity to do something that you want and actually help you to achieve a great success in the future. So maybe let me also say a few words in Cantonese. 就睇見好多同學你哋嘅各樣嘅參與咧，都好多謝你哋。咁希望都廣大，以至到我哋嘅 project 都幫到大家手去即係思考喺將來大學或者係將來嘅生活有好多唔同嘅可能性。我完全覺得因為我都喺唔同嘅學校參與各種嘅活動，都睇見其實學生有好多嘅魄力、才能同埋有創造力咁樣。我覺得其實香港學生最缺乏嘅係機會，係啦，所以我都希望從 MOOC 嘅時候可以將呢個機會帶俾大家去試各樣嘅嘢，去用 MOOC 去做一個機會去試各式各樣嘅事情，睇見其他世界大學各樣嘅嘢。可能有啲同學你哋對以前讀心理學係一件冇諗過嘅事，但原來係可以去即係讀到耶魯大學嘅MOOC 啊或者心理學啊，咁其實都好幫到大家手，希望可以藉着呢件事擴闊到大家視野。So thanks everybody joining for today's event. We have support more than 1,000 students throughout these several years, and we hope we can support more students in the future with the support from Hong Kong U, from all the schools, from Coursera, and some other organizations, and of course also IEEE. So that's the end of today's event. So thanks for joining. So may I know, forward, do we have anything else you need to talk about?
Thank you, Dr. Lei. So thank you for all the wonderful sharing from every one of our students. Again, I really appreciate for everyone who had participated in our Orange program. So and once again, thank you, Dr. Gary Havard, for joining us, and Ms. Ma, thank you, and Dr. Gary Wong and Dr. Lei for joining us today. So I hope that you all have enjoyed today's afternoon, and this comes to the end of our conference. Thank you very much again, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Leon. Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Gary,
Dr. Harvard.
for the support.
Thank you. Bye-bye.